of Warcraft has a lot of zones. A lot of them. In fact, 10 whole expansions worth. I love to experience each and every zone, good or bad, just for the sake of it. But the problem is that I don't really have that much time on my hands. Yeah, sure, I could just make separate characters for each expansion, but that's, takes a bit too much time. So, what do? Well, that's when I had an idea come up. Why don't I level in all of these zones on the same character? Well, actually, but you can't. Due to the fact that after reaching level 71, Chromie just kicks you out of Chromie time. Sure, I can't level in every expansion before reaching max level, but what if I just get a taste of every expansion? Hopefully, at least once. I've decided to level a character where after each time I level up, I have to change to a randomized zone from any expansion. Now, there has to be rules to this, obviously. 1. The race I choose will be randomized, but allied races are not allowed due to them starting at level 10. Neither are goblins, since, unlike Worgens, you can't escape their starting zone, nor are Pandarians due to the same reason. With the race I do choose, their starting area will count as level 1's first zone. Class and specialization will be randomized because, you know, fun something. But follow along with the previous rule, Death Knights, Demon Hunters, and Evokers, aka hero classes, are not allowed since they all start at a higher level than other classes and have a lengthy starting area that you can't leave. Besides, allied races are Death Knights, but the former isn't allowed. If I somehow level the exploration experience before getting to the zone I rolled for, I still have to get to that zone. Once I reach it, then I can roll for the next one. If the zone I get only has quests for the opposite faction, or none at all, I'll have to level via mining and herbalism, which I will get on the character as both of their professions. Chromie time is obviously allowed, otherwise I'd be stuck in purgatory at level 55 in somewhere like Mount Hyjal. Dungeons are not allowed. That also means no dungeon quests at all, such as the quest for Black Diamond Deeps, etc, etc. But non-dungeon quests that lead up to it are allowed. If I need to quest to unlock an area, like Argus or something, I'll have to lock my experience until I unlock the area. If there's a situation where I can't level from questing, killing mobs, gathering processions, and exploring, I will be able to do pet battles to level up. If there are no pets, then I can reroll the area. Lastly, if I get a zone that's impossible to get to, such as Zereth Mortis while at level 5, I can reroll. With all that done, let's start by seeing what we start out as. And the marbles have chosen a dwarf who's going to be an outlaw rogue. Could be worse. No, but could also be a lot better. Oh well. I also have only played rogue for about like an hour at max, so this is going to suck. I started by making the character, and the random name that got generated was Baradabim. Alright, I guess. And since the character is a dwarf, the first area is Coldridge Valley. Just like every time in playing a character for the first time, I started by setting up my action bars and such, and then started by killing some relatives from Alabama. I chose a title and leveled up, and the next zone I got is Emerald Dream from Dragonflight. I have no idea if I can get there at level 2, but I'm gonna fucking try my best. So I started running to Stormwind to get to the portal room. My first problem was that the way out of Coldridge was blocked out. Probably for my own safety, but I don't know what that word means. And after some intensive reading, I can't leave Coldridge unless I do the quests here. Sure, I could do them, but I'd be breaking the self-imposed rules that I've set upon myself. So I just let the marbles choose once more. But not before selling all my clothes and mailing the 70 copper to my auction house alt. I got Plague Protodrake to eventually save up for. And no outlaw rogue was chosen. God fucking damn it. This is honestly poetic. Anyway, welcome Felipe. What the fuck are these names? After realizing that my pet is taller than me, I leveled up and Siren Isle was chosen. That's an immediate reroll since you can't even get to the Isle of Dorn until 70. So I rerolled and Silverpine was next. So I got my even smaller legs running. This will be a long trip, my dear mini Mind Slayer. After leaving Dunmoreau, I thought that I should probably set my horse on an Ironforge. so I ran back to doing so. Made it to level 3 after reaching Loch Modan, but we still have a long way to go. Though we thankfully unlocked stealth at level 3, so hopefully sneaking past the higher level enemies should be easier. Saw that gnomes are so fucking short that I swim while trying to cross the small rivers and wetlands. Reached level 4 after getting to Arathi Highlands. After over 40 minutes of walking, we reached Silverpine. Spinning the wheel, the next zone is Thousand Needles. I harked back to Ironforge and went on the Deep Run Tram for the first time ever. Tried to learn herbalism, but it requires level 5. Set my Hearthstone to Stormwind's Mage Quarter. Found out I can't use the portals of Karam Time yet. And started running back to the tram to get to Menethil Harbor so I can get the boat to Theramore. I had my first death to some swamp ooze in the Swamp Marsh. Got to level 5 and unlocked Sprint, which should help out a lot. And after 50 minutes, we reached Thousand Needles. Next zone is Netherstorm. Detoured to learn herbalism and mining and found out I can't get to Outland, so that's a reroll into Grizzly Hills. Now we can't use the portal room to get to Northrend, but there is a boat in Stormwind Harbor that should take us to Borean Tundra, which surprisingly worked considering the fact that I'm level fucking 5. For the first time, we've actually reached our zone without leveling. The problem is that all the mobs in Grizzly Hills are level 15, and I need to be level 10 to do Gathering. So our last resort is Exploration. So we discovered the Evergreen Trading Post, Conquest Hold, and leveled up to 6, and we learned how to kick. The wheel picked Shadowmoon Valley, which we can't access, but the reroll then picked Dustwalla Marsh. Now this area also has mobs at level 15, but we can gather. It'd be slow, but it's something. After 24 minutes and 3 deaths, we reached level 7, with Borean Tundra being the next zone. And thank God it's the first zone since level 1 where I can actually kill things. But still no questing. But god damn, I could barely fight a fucking Nerubian. I mean, it could be the fact that I'm still have level 1 gear. They're 3 levels higher than me, but it sucks. But I realized the best way to fight is to just attack them in their giant asses. I actually think that might be a weak point for most creatures. So far, the worst part is that I have to sit around waiting for my health to regen, and it stings to get healing items, and I'm too low of a level to eat a fucking mushroom. At least I have my Mr. Bigglesworth to keep me company. After leveling up to 8 and running for my life against a giant beetle, we rolled Thraldrassus. So I hopped to the boat to the Dragon Isles and walked my ass there. I then had a mental breakdown trying to get to Veldraken, and just decided to kill sea creatures that were technically in the zone of Thraldrassus. We finally got a wearable drop, being pants, and leveled up to 9, getting a Vol'dun as our next zone. Considering the fact I don't have access to my Mythic Plus portals, I have no way of getting there. Hey, so this is me revisiting the script before starting the editing process, and yes, I do know that I could have technically gone to Echo Isles and taken the boat to Zuldazar and walk/swim there, but can't change the past. Instead, we got Drustvar, a zone I actually love. I eagerly get on the boat and make my way there. Sadly, we're still too low of a level to quest, but we can kill some bitches. I mean witches. Or not. So everything's level 20. Guess exploring is the only thing we can do since we can't even gather. I can't even open chests. God fucking damn it. But now we finally reached 10, which means a shitload of stuff. We can finally mount, use Chromie time so everything is scaled to our level, and be able to get to the other expansion areas without boats. Also a white spec, but that isn't as cool. That all only took a little bit over 7 hours. Jesus. Level 10 zone is Eye of Ashara. No, not the dungeon, but the little area below the Broken Isles. Went to enable Legion Chromie time because I apparently can't use the portal to Azuna during this. I also barely skipped a Horde raid. Also didn't have the skip option for Broken Shore, so cool. After all that, got a few gear upgrades. We finally completed the intro and get flying to the Eye. No, not that one. Reached level 11 after killing some lobsters and rolled town long steps. Did the same Chromie time shenanigans for Panda Land intro and saw an interesting technique for riding helicopters. Everything in this area was 25, so I just gathered and explored 12 was Daenerys. No quests in this area yet, so the same as before. But we can actually kill things since the mobs are only level 15. I even killed my first rare, Heracus the Infestor, just by stalling him to try and heal as much as possible. I even got a bag from him. 13 was Stormsong Valley. Zone had level 30 mobs, so it's even worse than Town Long. 14 was Howling Fjord, a zone we could finally quest in since level 1, which was about 10 hours ago. 15 was Waking Shores and took the time to customize my mounts. 16 was Northern Stranglethorn. Then Badlands, killed some more rares, went to Southern Barrens, went full on pussy mode due to the level 30 enemies in Twilight Highlands. At 20 we got Zoldrak and had to resist the urge to do the Blingtron quest. Got our first duplicate zone with Rolling Drusvar again. Then Abyssal Depths, Winter Spring, same story as Twilight Highlands but with Oldham this time. Then Warlords of Draenor's version of Blasted Lands. Got some new kicks from killing a bird rare in Classic Arathi Highlands. Went to Talador and joined a random guild for the perks. Then Azure Span and Blade's Edge Mountains. At level 30 there was Balfour Azeroth Arathi Highlands. While getting there, poor Felipe got stuck between dimensions, to the point I had to use the character unstuck service. After some intensive raiding, part 2, I have learned that Warfronts, aka the Balfour Azeroth versions of Darkshore and Arathi Highlands, are locked to level 50 and over. So it's a reroll, and you got Balfour Azeroth's versions of Veil Internal Blossoms, which is the same problem with needing the Heart of Azeroth, but that's locked to level 50. The second reroll chose Storm Peaks. Thank God for a zone I don't need a quest to unlock. Then went to Swamp of Sorrows, regular old Veil Eternal Blossoms, rolled Balfour Azeroth, Arathi Highlands again, then re-rolled into Burning Steppes, then Badlands, Mechagon, Elwyn Forest, Isle Quel'Danas, Sithilus, Tanon Jungle. The 40s were Fairless, Dreadwastes, Suramar, back to Sithilus, Ghostlands, Zangarmarsh, Thousand Needles, Eastern Playlands, Northern Barrens, and Durotar. The 50s started with Zoldazar, but this time I actually remembered you can just ride a boat there from Echo Isles as an alliance for some reason. Then went to Stormsong Valley, Azure Span, Suramar, Ardenweald, Stormsong Valley, again, High Mountain, Tanaris, Ice Crown, and Hillsbrand Foothills. At 60 we got Stone Talon Mountains, Loch Modan, the Broken Shore, Angora Crater, Mount Hyjal, Borean Tundra, the Azure Span, Kelpthar Forest, Mount Hyjal again, and then Nazmir. Once we reach the 70s, that's when all the fun is over because Blizzard fucking sucks. Not letting you level all the way with Chromie time. We'll still spin the wheel for the War Within zones, but I'm doing so angrily. 70 was the Ringing Deeps. After trying to remember how to play the character after not working on this video for months and getting to 71, Ringing Deeps was chosen once again. Joined yet another guild for the perks since the last one kicked me. 72 was Isle of Dorn. 73 was Hollowfall. 74 was Ringing Deeps for the third time. Once again Hollowfall for 75. 76 was Ajkahet and stayed there for 77 and 78 as well. I eventually completed all the side quests in the zone, so I just started doing world quests. In 79, the last level was done in Isle of Dorn. After all that, we finally reached level 80, with a day and 10 hours worth of playtime, with every zone randomly chosen with each level. And boy was it a trip. Overall, it was pretty fun. It was actually the first time I ever leveled a rogue, let alone outlaw, and I actually really enjoyed the spec, especially the last couple of levels with the hero talents. Of course, I also did quests/zones I'd never done before, and it was really interesting. Even the few side quests I've never done in the War Within zones, I really enjoyed those. Anyway, bye.